The imperial need for control is so desperate because it is so unnatural.
Now this part I do think is true, right? I think when you have a lot of these authoritarian regimes, they tend to burn out pretty quickly. And I think part of the reason that they do, right, is because it is unnatural. The natural state of people is that they want to have like kind of freedom and to be left alone and to do their own thing. When you have to, these authoritarian regimes, they have to use so much force because what they're doing goes against the popular will, the intuitions, the things that people want to do. And that will eventually reach a critical mass.
I'd rather die trying to take them down than die giving them what they want.
We let it grow, and now it's here.
That line is true, and it's important. There is a tendency for people to let things kind of grow, let things kind of go by the wayside. This is something I learned from kind of the town that I was born and raised in, where you have like a lot of like gang culture, right? If you have a certain degree of street smarts, you understand that there are some individuals who will keep pushing. They'll keep pushing the envelope. And what they're relying on is that you don't want to rock the boat, you want to be diplomatic, you want to paper things over. And what they know they can do is they can push step by step at a time until you've gone to a point where you're like the frog in the water and you've normalized a degree of manipulation or abuse by this person to the point where it's now inescapable, right? There's a tendency for that. I think we're in that right now, frankly speaking, is you can go back 20, 30 years and you can see the seeds of this thing going on. You can see transgressions that were allowed to just kind of go by the wayside. But those things build up over time.
It's here, and it's not visiting anymore.
It never was visiting. That was always the delusion. Never had an intent to visit. Had an intent of staying. It can only visit if you kick it the fuck out. If you don't kick it the fuck out, it'll be like a squatter and it will stay there because it intends to stay there.
Oppression is the mask of fear. Remember that.
It's easy for
I do think that's true too, actually. I want to give credit where credit's due. It might seem counterintuitive, right? But the desire that people have, like control freaks in society, why do they want to exercise so much like overarching control over everything? Why are they such control freaks? Because the lack of control to them in their life is a nexus for the things that they feel like are scary to them or have hurt them in the past, right? If they can control everything, they can control the things that make them afraid, or at least that's the mindset that they have in their mind. Why do these authoritarian regimes, right, rise on fear